Hi, I'm Nate with Average Jack Archery, Pro Shop and Range here in Phillipsburg, PA, and thanks for coming outside with me today. Old school Average Jack Archery today. For those of you that have been around for like a decade or more, welcome to the basement where I used to film literally everything. I used to use shop lights, LED shop lights to light up the scene. But I got all my elites hanging here because I'm going to talk about a few of them, what I hunted with this year, as I pursued this guy, this beautiful, beautiful 8-point that I shot up here, public land in the mountains of Pennsylvania. Just a gorgeous deer, my second biggest bow buck in Pennsylvania. Just a phenomenal deer, and I didn't even know he was there. So if you're unfamiliar with Average Jack Archery, I'm a saddle hunter and I self-film. I'm here in central, western, northwestern, central foothills of Appalachia. The highest point of Interstate 80, east of the Mississippi River, is about 10 minutes from my house, and that mountain range is what I hunt. So a lot of the deer I deal with out here, that's a good size. That's a really good sized 8-point for out here. A really good sized 8-point for out here because they live off of acorn and laurel buds pretty much year round. But really quick, just most of the footage I have is me farting around in the dark, in the light, in the dark, in the light to get through the first couple weeks of archery season. I shot that buck on Halloween morning, October 31st. The weather was abysmal, but we'll get to that in a minute. The opening morning, we actually had a really nice encounter. Meaning me and my buddy Brian, my neighbor Brian, we had a really nice encounter with a very nice 8-point, about the same size as this deer, maybe a tick bigger. I don't really have great footage of him. Actually, I don't have any footage of him here in this video, but the 7-point that he was running with did come in. Brian was going to take a shot at that deer. We ended up not taking a shot at the deer. It never really presented itself. Brian hasn't bow hunted in a long time. His comfortable range is about 25, maybe 30 yards if it's a really good shot. This deer really did not come closer than 30, and he didn't feel comfortable taking the shot on the opening day of season, so he passed up that deer. I then proceeded to hunt very hard. And I own an archery shop. My very supportive, very understanding wife and my 2 daughters who are young school-aged kids. And so I try not to spend too much time from home, if at all possible. Work kind of takes me away from home a bit as well. And so I really try to hunt very close to home. A lot of evening sits after work, maybe sneak out a morning here and there. But realistically, I don't take too much time to hunt, and I don't target deer. That's a big thing. I don't run cameras. I think it's going to change for 2026, but I don't run cameras. So when I'm in a spot, it's because I've been e-scouting it a ton on onX. I have history with that spot, and I'm hunting sign. I'm hunting hot, fresh sign, or I'm hunting food sources, and particularly here in Pennsylvania, where our food sources are predominantly catbrier and acorns. If you can get on the whites early in the season, yay. But this year, again, for about the third or fourth year in a row, we still do not have white oaks dropping. I don't know if it's the frost, I don't know if it's insect related, but it's been all red oaks, and the red oaks here in central western Pennsylvania are just everywhere. I mean, and big ones too. You know, we're in the big timber, has been logged in 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years. The trees are massive and they drop a ton of acorns, and it's really difficult to pattern the deer when those red oaks are dropping in the mountain laurel. The mountain laurel is what they bed in around here. Of course, they follow the topography, but that mountain laurel really dictates where those deer are at. If you get a couple of red oaks that are concentrated in the laurel, you can't get to them. The deer can, and they're not going to go very far. So really up here, we really have to focus on when deer start hitting the rut. And then that leads me to how I ended up harvesting this deer. At this point, I've got double-digit sits in, which is a lot for me between the morning and evening sits. Double-digit sits in, I've hit a lot of spots that have produced in the past. I've hit some new spots as well. But there's one spot that I had dropped a pin on 4 years ago, or almost 4 years ago. I guess it was 3 years ago, 2022. I was walking in. We have a lot of gas well roads and gas well pads here in the western part of Pennsylvania. And so you end up walking a lot of these, getting in to drop off, to go down points and ridges and whatnot. And I had crossed one, I was walking down one, and a buck had chased a doe in 2022 across the gas well pad, the road access to get up to it. And so I made a note of that in 2022. I dropped a pin on onX, and I said, all right, this is something I might need to check out. I looked at the leaf off imagery on onX and saw that it was kind of just ever so slightly hourglass shape, and it kind of did pinch down on the eastern and western side of that road, that there could be bedding there and bucks could be chasing does back and forth. It's getting to be that time. It's the last week of October. It's Halloween. The weather is garbage. It is 30-mile-an-hour winds, it's blowing sideways, it's cold, you can't hear anything, it's going to be dark for a really long time. We haven't even hit daylight savings yet, and it still didn't get light that morning until almost 8 a.m. I almost did not go out. I woke up with my alarm, saw the rain, saw it blowing, and was just, oh man, I just like, I'm not going to do it. I got over a mile hike almost to get back in there, and I thought, I'm not going to do it. And then I'm laying there, and I thought, well, to heck with it. Let's just get out and do it. And so very thankful that I did. So ended up going in, and basically the first and only deer that I saw in that spot, and the only evidence of deer I saw in that spot was this deer. So you get some 360 footage at least of the aftermath and my reaction to shooting him.
Oh no, I did it again. Oh no. Dude, I just slogged a giant. Oh, I just slogged a giant. He came freaking right here. Made a scrape. Oh no. I did it again. He's dead right here. I maybe shot him at 10 yards. Came right about, right through where I expected him to come from. Man, dude, what a blind sit first experience. Oh man. So it's been pouring down rain all morning. I put my camera away. It's been blowing sideways, like 20 some mile an hour wind. I wasn't even gonna hunt this morning. And that is a PA stud. PA public land mountain stud. He made a scrape right here. I had to freaking turn all the way around. If I'd had you out, I didn't have time. Man. I almost dropped my bow. Literally, I shot. It was such a steep angle. Freaking went off. My bow's like freaking doing this. I mean, he went off just like I smacked him on the rear end. I knew it was a perfect shot. Dad freaking gummit. Dad freaking gummit. Man, my Ohio buck last year. Big, dark chocolate antlers. I mean, he's not like a 150-inch deer. But that is a really nice Pennsylvania mountain buck. I wasn't passing him up. Oh, I gotta call my buddy. We were gonna go hunting together this morning. And then he texts me, he goes like, wind's blowing sideways, it's gonna be raining. I'm not going. I said, you know what, screw it. And I'm laying in bed, I'm wide awake. My alarm scared the crap out of me this morning. And God love her, my wife's been sick for like 2 weeks, so she's snoring. I'm like, you know what? I already have all my stuff packed. Get up. Go get a pack of donuts and a coffee from the gas station. And I'm sitting out here and I'm freaking getting soaked. Well, I'm not getting soaked, I'm dry. I'm wearing the new Obris hoodie. Dude, I think my beanie, I'm doing a drop shot like all the way around like this. Dude is so preoccupied making that scrape. All right, so we're gonna do a real crappy job trying to film this on the phone. So you can see this opening through the laurel here. Scrape right here, he made this scrape right here. Beat the tar out of that. And I was up in this triple trunk tree right here. When he came out, he was only, like I said, about 10, 12 yards. He wandered just a few steps. He had no clue. I had to turn around backwards and sideways. Here's my arrow. Oh my, look at the blood. And I'm gonna look for blood, but I don't think there's really any point. We know where he's laying. So stinking wet today. And all this laurel's starting to change color. So it's already turning red, so. Grab my arrow and let's go find him. Tell you what, it's a good thing I didn't actually have to try to find blood, because it's just washed. But here he is. Beautiful deer. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Beautiful. What a beautiful 8-point. Just a gorgeous deer. What a beautiful deer. What a beautiful deer. Beautiful deer. I will never complain in Pennsylvania about shooting that. Beautiful, beautiful animal. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful, perfect shot. Yeah, he's all rutted up. He stinks. His body's not huge. 2025, Pennsylvania whitetail buck season is over. Oh, beautiful animal. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous animal. I'm tired of filming with my phone. So much prefer a real camera. So just a couple of really unique things that I got to learn about the area. And this is something that I've really had to take to heart the past couple of years, which is understanding that the type of area that I hunt on public land in the mountains, in Appalachia, is that we just don't have a lot of deer, right? The deer density is not great. All right, we have a pretty poor deer density compared to, say, what you would experience in the Midwest. You guys might say, oh, I had a pretty rough night, I only saw about 5-10 deer. Shoot, if I saw 5-10 deer in a sit, that's the highlight of my season. So just because I'm not seeing deer doesn't mean I'm in the wrong spot, or doesn't mean I'm making bad decisions. That's something I've really had to take to heart the past couple of years, because once I've actually kind of either gone back to an area when maybe the wind is better, or the sign's getting fresher, or the rut's starting to pick up, I've started to see deer and I've started to be able to harvest bucks. The other thing that I've learned is that I am way less afraid to get as close as I possibly want to a particular area, because it is quite often the case that I'm not getting into an area where there's 20 deer. I know there's, when I read a lot and I watch a lot of other guys on YouTube or other, hunting tips and tricks magazines, like we all did when we were growing up, is that a lot of guys are afraid to get into a bedding area, right? They're afraid they're going to get in there, they're going to blow some does, they're going to spook the whole area out. There are so few deer comparatively in the areas that I hunt that there's a good chance that I could walk into a bedding area and there is nothing actually bedding there. Based on the amount of deer that I saw this year, and we don't have EHD in our part of the state. We have it's a lot of moving water. It's very mountainous. We don't have that kind of murky, mucky, midge type thing that you might have in the Midwest, like in Ohio, for example, right next door to us here in PA. So again, it comes down to I have a low deer density. Just because I'm not seeing deer, it doesn't mean I'm in a bad spot. And obviously, I went in blind in that spot. He walked into 10 yards, and I absolutely lasered him. Very quickly, I shot that deer with an Elite Energy 35, a 2015 Energy 35. Shot him with an Ultra Centrum Premier, just a pre-fletched, just a standard lighted nock. I shot him with a Grim Reaper Fatal Steel 125 grain, a CBE Tactic 3-pin non-micro sight. This is like a $75 sight, and a $50 Whisker Biscuit. So I have a huge affection for simple bow setups like this. I traded for this bow from a customer. The customer wanted to get a bow for his grandson, like an 8-year-old grandson. I had a really inexpensive bear bow on the wall, and he said, yeah, I'm going to buy that, and then I want to put this bow on consignment. I'm going to sell this bow in your store. And I said, what are you looking at to get this bow on consignment? He said, I don't know, like $150 maybe. And I said, to heck with that, I will trade you. I already had modules, I already had an extra set of strings, so I wanted this bow in a bad way. I just have a strong affection as I get older for all black bows. I have a strong affection for Energy 35s. All my other ones at the shop, it's not even down here, but I have a camo one, Mossy Oak Mountain Country. And so I really was excited to use this bow. I immediately texted Rick, so thank you, Rick. I immediately texted him, hey, what a great trade. But anyway, that's all for this video. That's all I'm going to talk about. I'll talk about my Ohio buck in another video. I did get that one on camera though, although there's not a whole lot of other footage going on because it happened so quickly and so early on in the trip. But thank you for watching. I'm sorry I did not get more footage on camera for you and really tell the story of the hunt that way. I really prefer to do it that way, but the storytelling was kind of garbage this season for a litany of different reasons. So I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your support of the shop. If you're interested in supporting Average Jack Archery, Pro Shop and Range, you're always welcome to come visit us in store if you're in the central Pennsylvania area. Of course, you could always shop AverageJackArchery.com.
We sell all of our products, at least that we're allowed to anyway, online. Orders $99 and up, get free shipping. We have plenty of stock ready for the holiday season, so if you want to surprise a loved one or maybe yourself with a little piece of archery equipment this year, feel free to check us out at averagearchery.com. I hope you're able to get outside, enjoy the sport of archery hunting if you so choose. Definitely enjoy God's beautiful creation, and we'll get to see you next time.